Okay. Hello and welcome everybody. Uh, it's been a bit since last time I did something. It hasn't been too long. Certainly hasn't been anything like, 2 years like it was last time I did something. Some sort of update or anything. But so yeah, I figured this is something I've been kind of wanting to do for a while. Just do like a live stream or something with current things that have been going on with me and such. So yeah, it's just because, with things being the way they are right now and various aspects for me, and I don't think I need to say what state the world is in currently right now, so that's kind of affecting certain things as well. Yeah, so I just wanted to kind of do a live stream. Probably won't be terribly long. I didn't even really plan on doing it today. I just figured it's like, hey, I had an opportunity to do it, so I figured I'll do it. But yeah, so really what I want this live stream to be is it's just an update, more or less, and just kind of just hanging out and doing stuff. But I'm trying to get this so it's been a while since I live streamed the way that I am live streaming right now. So I'm just getting a few things taken care of right now. Alright. Okay, so alright, I got all this stuff set up now, I believe. I just wanted to make sure that there's a way that I could, if any comments and stuff come through, I'll be able to actually properly read them. But because I wanted to make sure that I could do that, and I have it pulled up on my phone right now, so that's cool. Just wanted to make sure that I could do that. But yeah, we're gonna be going through some Sonic Forces today for this, however long this live stream goes on for. Because, well, I've been pretty much covering mainly Sonic stuff for the past few videos I did on my channel, so I figured, you know what, why not? Keep it consistent. There's a bunch of other stuff I could have played, but I figured this would be fairly appropriate and everything, so, whenever I do future streams and stuff like that, I'm sure I'll, obviously do other things. But, alright. Let's... Still messing with my phone a little bit, so forgive me for that. Alright. Alright, so let me pull up the live chat again. Okay. I think the phone is good, so the phone should stay on and all that good stuff. I'll just have to remember to actually look down at the frickin' phone every now and again, and don't, forget that it's there, because I could totally see that happening. But anyway. But at least on the bright side, YouTube, my phone shouldn't be shutting off or anything, so that'll probably help me remember it's there. Anyway. So yeah, we're just gonna be messing around with Sonic Forces as far as the stuff going on screen right now, so not much not anything really all that interesting going on there. But anyway, so I guess to start off as this, kind of an update for what's been going on with me. Actually, one quick thing, real quick. Let me actually make sure. I want to make sure my audio mixing is all right. If I'm able to. I don't want to have this like overlap, but I'm gonna see if I can. Hold on. All right, so. Wow, I'm looking at the YouTube thing right now, and it's actually pretty up to date from with what I'm actually saying. That's pretty cool. Usually there's a bit of a delay or something. But anyway, all right, I think it's cool. But anyway, now that I took care of that, anyway, as far as update goes, so I'll get this out of the way first because because I'm going to be playing a game and trying to talk at the same time, I'm probably going to be all over the place, but, you know, bear with me. So as far as update goes, well, I initially had planned, because, you know, I did the discussion for the Sonic movie back in February. I did it, I think it was 2 days after the movie came out, because the movie came out on Valentine's Day on the 14th, and I saw it the day after it came out, and I think I did the video the day after that, so that would have been like on the 16th, I think. And that was the last time I did anything. And my initial plan was, because at that point, they were still planning on doing the Sonic at South by Southwest panel back in March. I think that was on the 20th of March that was going to be. And as you might be aware, yeah, that didn't happen. Because obvious reasons for the world right now. So yeah, they canceled that. So me talking about that immediately went out the window. So yeah, that went out the window. And then they had said that, okay, we're still going to be doing the South by Southwest content we're going to be still showing that stuff, but we're going to be doing it our own, in our own format in April. So I was like, all right, they're still being, they're still going to do that stuff. Just have to wait like another maybe month or so. And then we got halfway through April, and there was no update on when this was going to happen, what day, what time, how they were even going to do it, whether it was going to be a live stream, a pre-recorded thing, nothing. And then, of course, sure enough, they eventually got on Twitter and they were like, oh yeah, that thing we said we were going to do, yeah, we're not doing that now. So the whole thing for April didn't happen. And of course, April is, come and gone at this point. I mean, we're about to go into June now, so there's that. So that's what happened with that. So my plan for being like, all right, I'll still talk about the stuff probably, but I'll just have to wait until they do it in April. Well, I never talked about it because they never did it. So that was 2 months that, I didn't do anything because, well, they didn't, my plan of talking about what I was originally going to talk about, it didn't happen. So I couldn't talk about it because it didn't happen. And here we are towards the end of May. I think this is the last day of May, I'm pretty sure. And we still really haven't heard anything as far as that goes, as far as Sonic stuff goes. So there's that. But, yeah, I don't know. So we'll see what happens with that stuff, because who knows with all the delays and everything that's going on. I don't know when that stuff will be talked about and everything. We'll just have to be patient on that end. So anyway, yeah, we'll just have to be patient on that end and wait and see when stuff like that happens and gets talked about and announced and revealed, whatever you want to say. So Um, yeah, that's what's going on with that. But that's why I hadn't done anything in like the 2 or so months since, and yeah. But so yeah, that's why I didn't do the stuff that I was planning to do, because none of it ended up happening. So, and I just another reason why I haven't done haven't done anything is because this is more of an issue I'm not really gonna get too into, because it's more of a personal issue. It more has to do with me not currently having the space to or like the ability to record, like just be able to put together videos. Like currently, there's current situations at my house that do not allow that is not allowing for easy and convenient use of the stuff that I have been using to make videos currently. So, that means, I'm not able to. I mean, I probably could make some workarounds or something, but like currently, it's not very convenient to, mainly just do stuff that I would mainly do on my computer, like, just for videos, as far as just recording audio for my voice and stuff like that, doing the actual video editing, putting stuff together, everything that comes with that, like putting music together, putting images together, putting video together, all that stuff. So that's the reason I also haven't done anything, is because, well, it's not really very convenient to have, the environment to, properly record stuff without much, background noise and stuff like that, and just having the opportunity to record stuff in general. Just various things. That's another reason. So, those are kind of two things that, haven't really helped videos on my end, is the fact that, the way my household currently doesn't really make it super easy to do that at the way things are currently. And it also doesn't help that some of the stuff I was planning on talking about didn't even happen, which is probably maybe a bit of a good thing on my end, because if something did happen, I probably still wouldn't have been able to talk about it when I wanted to talk about it, because I wouldn't have been able to record audio, record stuff and put together videos for it. So I don't know, maybe it's a bit better that way. But so yeah, that's the other reason as well. It's nothing serious. It's mainly just, like I said, it's mainly just reserved, it mainly is just affecting my household. It's nothing super serious. It's just something that is strictly, stuff that's going on in the household right now. Like I said, it's got nothing to do with, what's going on in the world right now and all that stuff. So like, I'm fine. Everybody else that's in the house is fine. Like, don't worry about any of that stuff. But I'm gonna see if okay. Apologize for if the music is kind of, whatever. I'm probably hearing the music louder than you guys are, because it's playing directly into the freaking earbuds I have right now. So I have freaking like instrumental piano version of Light of Hope blaring in my ears as I'm trying to talk. So, but yeah, so that's the situation with just videos being made and just everything. Those are the two main things. I probably sat here for a little bit. I could probably think of a few of the other reasons if there are any. But those are the two main reasons, is just situations at the house currently are not the most, the most preferable for me to be able to record stuff like that and, have it be of, like the audio and such be of a certain quality, but so that's part of it, and because, you know, the whole Sonic related thing I was planning on talking about didn't even freaking happen, and a lot of things aren't happening right now in this at this point in time. Yeah, it's just kind of, yeah, hasn't been very cooperative as far as that stuff goes. But yeah, as far as everything else goes, I mean, like, you know, I've been doing all right, just kind of, you know, going through life, I guess, you know, all that. Just kind of been going through things normally, other than, you know, videos. I'm doing fine, all that stuff. So it's not like anything, you know, ridiculously bad is happening. So yeah, I guess that's really the update that I have to give, because, like I said, I was planning on doing at least another video or so, but back in March, but due to things being changed, and because the world has decided to just frickin', you know, get swept up in different things right now, it's really thrown things into flux. So, but anyway, actually do some stuff with the game right now. We're gonna mess around in episode Shadow as far as actual gameplay goes, just because I usually, whenever I play Forces, which isn't all that much nowadays, but whenever I do kind of just mess around episode Shadow first and then go to the main game. But anyway, but yeah, it's yeah, I think that pretty much covers it for the update, like I said. So yeah, so I guess the rest of the stream is really just going to be like, you know, just casual whatever, I guess. If I can think of any things to really talk about, I'll probably talk about them. But so yeah, if anything, the freaking music track now that's playing is way louder than the freaking menu music was, so it's probably gonna make it even more difficult. Actually, hold on a minute. Alright. Let me do something here. There we go. Alright. I'm lowering the volume on my headphone, on my earbuds for audio. There we go. That makes it much better. The music isn't completely freaking blaring like it was a moment ago. Alright, now I can actually hear myself talk and stuff like that now. Alright, that's much better. I should have thought of that earlier. I had them turned up a little bit because of some other stuff I've been playing on the PS4 recently, so. But anyway, so that's much better. Won't be able to hear the game as much, but that's perfectly fine because I've already done a bunch of stuff in this game. I don't need to hear any of it. If I wanted to listen to the soundtrack or something, I just listen to it on freaking YouTube or something like I've already done. Anyway, alright, so yeah, I covered the, you know, basically updated all that stuff, so let's see, what else can I talk about here other than me? Well, we were already kind of on the Sonic and, you know, Sonic related things as to why I haven't done anything. That's pretty much the reason. And we're playing the Sonic game, so I guess might as well freaking talk about Sonic stuff. As I mentioned, you know, obviously the South by Southwest panel didn't happen, and that sucked, but, you know, it's understandable why it didn't happen. And yeah, it's understandable why it didn't happen. And then, you know, they plan to do their own thing in April, and then I think things ended up being a bit more drastic than they had initially thought they were going to be. Because I imagine if they knew that it was if they knew things were probably going to get as bad as they did, they have gotten, they probably wouldn't have bothered trying to do an April thing in general, because they probably were like, alright, we're going to still try to do our own thing. But then they were like, oh, right, things are not good right now. And, so yeah, they promptly were like, oh yeah, halfway through April, yeah, that April thing isn't happening, so, yeah, we're not going to be doing that. Which, again, is understandable, because, you know, Sega, Japan, and all that stuff, they're working, my understanding, they're working from home right now and all that stuff, like a lot of other places are, so, you know, it's understandable. Can't really blame them for that, you know. Their safety and everything is important, you know, they're people too, so, all that. But, yeah, but yeah, the way things are looking right now is, I mean, you know, you checked out any of my videos from, like, well, granted, this video was like 8 months ago at this point, but, like, you know, you asked me, like, back in January or whatever, or February, what I thought the plan was going to be for this franchise. It would have been, it was completely different than what it is now, because I have no idea what they're gonna do, like what the plan is with this, you know, going forward with this series is at this point, just because I don't know how they're gonna approach it. I'm sure they're having talks about that stuff and everything behind the scenes, because, I mean, they're a company, they have to have those talks, especially with stuff going on the way it's going on. So, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what the plan is, but I'm sure they're coming up with something. They kind of have to. Like I said, they're a company. They have to figure that stuff out, and when stuff like this happens, they have to adapt to it. So. Yeah, I don't really know what the plan is anymore, because it's completely been shaken up from what I at least thought it was going to be, you know, a few months ago. But yeah. Alright, but yeah, so yeah, as far as the series goes though, see if I can not fall out on this part. I think I'm gonna be good. Yeah. Yeah, that section could be a little weird. Anyway, but yeah, as far as the future of the series though, you know, no seriousness, I don't know, there is an event going on, I think on June 23rd, so, you know, a few weeks from now, and as some of you will probably know, June 23rd is going to be the 29th anniversary of the Sonic series, so, you know, people were kind of wondering about that. So, but yeah, the, I'm trying to remember my, train of thought. I'm gonna be, like, zoning out every now and again, probably, because, you know, I'm focusing on game. I'm playing the game up to a certain degree, just trying to sound coherent when I do this stuff, which doesn't always happen, but yeah, like, there is an event, I believe it's a digital-only event, it's called, I believe it's called New Game Plus Expo, and it's happening on June 23rd, and Sega is going to be one of the companies that is going to have something there. I mean, I haven't looked into the event all that much, so I don't know if there's, like, certain things that the companies that are attending it might be saying, like, oh, we're going to announce this, but obviously they're not going to tell you what it is, but they might be like, yes, there will be a new game announcement, or there will be updates on projects that are already being worked on, or, like, whatever. I don't know if they've given any specifics on stuff like that, but the, but it is an event that is happening, so we'll have to see what comes out of it. I'm uncertain if anything all that big as far as Sega is concerned is gonna happen, just because I mean I don't know anymore, because like I said, like the one thing that seemed like a sure thing was South by Southwest, and we don't even know what we were gonna get with that event either. You know, it might have been something that we wanted and been something significant, or it might have been something that was kind of underwhelming, but we're not going to know. And we don't know how long we're going to go without knowing. So we'll obviously have no choice but to wait and see on that. But as far as this upcoming event goes, I have no I don't know. It could go either way as far as I'm concerned, because yeah, I don't know what's going to go on with it. We might get an announcement, we might not. I don't think I'm all that sure of saying one way or the other, because I could see us getting an announcement, I could see us not getting an announcement. The fact that it falls on the 23rd of June is, some people, because the 23rd of June is Sonic's anniversary, and it's going to be the 29th anniversary of the series, some people are immediately, you know, speculating that, oh, it has to be, you know, if Sega's there and it's on the 23rd of June, which is the franchise's 29th anniversary, that means that there has to be some sort of Sonic announcement made there. And I'm just like, no, that's not guaranteed. Now granted, like I said, could it happen? Sure, it could totally happen. But I'm not, at least me personally, I'm not going to say that just because it happens to fall on that particular day does not mean that it's guaranteed to be, you know, doesn't mean it's guaranteed that it's going to be a Sonic announcement. You know what I mean? It's just, that's the way I'm looking at it. I mean, it is a good coincidence, and if they did plan that out to some degree, then because the one thing that makes me think that it probably is a coincidence is because if this was like a Sega specific event, like if New Game Plus Expo was an event that Sega themselves were setting up and they were in charge of, and they deliberately put it on the 23rd of June, then I would be more on board of saying, like, okay, they probably intended on doing that. But as far as I'm aware anyway, I don't think Sega has real, like, they're not the ones setting this thing up or even probably involved with that process. So whatever, you know, people that are in charge of, you know, setting up this event and stuff, those people, you know, probably were like, okay, when can we have this event take place? What would be a good day to have this event take place? And then they probably just decided, let's see, June 23rd, that's a Thursday. Yeah, that might be an alright day to have something like this happen. And then they just called it a day, you know? Like, I don't think, you know, they specifically, I don't think those people specifically sat down and then, like, someone from Sega snuck into the room and was like, hey, can you guys schedule this thing for the 23rd of June? And then they were like, why? Because we want to put it on Sonic's anniversary so we can make an announcement. Like, they're not going to just completely, like, do something like that. So, I don't know. I think it could probably just be a coincidence, but who knows? It might just be, even if it is a coincidence, it might still really work out in their favor. But I don't know. I don't know if it's actually gonna mean anything. But I mean, regardless of the whole date thing and the whole date lining up, again, will we get an actual announcement there at this event? Again, I don't really know one way or the other. hopefully we could. I mean, if we do get something, I'll be interested. You know, I mean, that's been me this entire time. Is like I'm at least interested and curious to see what they do, what they announce next. You know, like, you know, I don't have much, you know, too much reason at this point to not be really, but yeah, I don't know. It's the best I think we should do with that is just, you know, June 23rd, there's an event, Sega is going to be attending it. Let's keep our eyes on it, you know, let's keep our expectations mild for it, you know, let's not immediately jump to conclusions or have any assumptions, you know, but also I wouldn't say, like, set your expectations super low either. I mean, you can do that and, you know, maybe, you know, it will lessen your chances of possibly being disappointed. So, I mean, there's that. But, like, I would set the expectations for that event, just kind of have them be mild, just because, you know, I don't know, just have them be mild expectations, and if we get some sort of new game announcement, then we get a new game announcement. If we don't, then all that means is we just have to wait however much longer. Which someone in the live chat, I have been kind of looking over at the live chat, mentioned the Sonic drought going on, and yeah, that's another thing that doesn't help things, because yeah, it's like it sucks that we have to wait. We have to keep waiting because we've already basically been waiting for. I mean, if you want to get technical and, you know, count how long we've been been waiting for the next mainline game to even get announced, we've been waiting years at this point. But yeah, like, we've been waiting years at this point, and so yeah, like, it's been years at this point between, you know, mainline releases, and, you know, granted, we did have the movie, which you know, which did end up being a success, thankfully, despite everything that frickin' movie went through over the several years that it was trying to even happen in the first place. But I'm not gonna get into all that. You can, if you want to hear me talk about the Sonic movie to any degree. Basically, if you want to hear me talk about the Sonic movie for basically as long as the movie is, I already did a video back on that back in February. So if you want to check that out, that's perfectly fine. I'm not opposed to that. Just treat it like a podcast or something like that, if you're into that kind of thing, or just want to have something to kind of play in the have noise in the background, or just have something to listen to in the background. That's like perfect video to do that with. But anyway, but yeah, like, as far as like actual Sonic stuff, like, we've gotten a decent amount. It's not been like a complete and utter drought, but it's still not great, because, you know, it's been, let's see, it's been, I think, a little over a year at this point since the last game was released, because, yeah, I died. Bear in mind, I'm also, because I'm being mindless with this a little bit, because I'm trying to talk and everything, I'm not entirely focused on being, because I could play these levels much better for what it's worth, and, but I'm just kind of mindlessly going through it right now. But anyway, there we go. Anyway, but as far as the drought and everything goes, yeah, it's just, it gets bad. Like, you have stuff that, you know, pops up every now and again, but as far as the games go, yeah, we've been in a complete and utter drought for basically the past year, because TSR came out a year ago at this point, so and that was the last game we have gotten with this series since then, or ever since. So yeah, I don't know. I do feel that Sega or whatever, they do need. I feel they do need to get better with that, because like I don't think it's good for a franchise to be in a drought as fairly frequently as the Sonic series seems to be in a drought, because like we were in a drought for this franchise like basically from 2015 to, well, I mean, we were basically in a drought from 2015 to 20, to like the end of basically 2015, 2016 for the most part, because 2017 at least we had the announcements of new games and everything, but like that was a drought. Granted, Sega was going through some stuff in that time period, because back in 2014 we had the whole Sonic Boom debacle and stuff like that, and we all know how that turned out, and that wasn't very good for Sega. 2015 there was some stuff with Sega of America that was going on, I think, and I think it was around 2015 that they talked about like, oh yeah, we're going to be relocating to, I forget where they were and where they've relocated. I think they're currently based out of Sega of America is currently based out of California, I think. At least I think. But they had the whole relocating thing going on with Sega of America and all that stuff. So that stuff happened in 2015. And then 2016, it wasn't really until towards the end of 2016 that we finally put out game announcements. So that was basically like, that was a rough basically better part of 3 years. That was a rough 3 years. But yeah, so there was that drought, and then there was pretty much the drought in between information about Mania and Forces, because there was like a good 6-7 months before we got information on either of those games again. And I don't think that was very good either. Like, if they didn't have much to show or anything, then I can understand that, but it's like 6-7 months between the announcement of games and giving information on them. Probably less than that a bit. Granted, if we're going to go off the whole thing of Forces was really only in actual game development for like a year and a half or something, then it makes sense probably why they spent so long not showing anything, because they probably didn't have anything actually presentable. But so there was that drought, and then, gosh, what other droughts have we had? 2018 wasn't too bad. I mean, I guess in hindsight it kind of was, because there was the only new thing that ended up coming out that year was Mania Plus, and that wasn't even like an entirely new game or anything, and you had to wait several months to the end of the year that you could get that. So say what you will about that. TSR was originally supposed to come out that year, but it didn't, because they delayed it like 6 months, and then it came out last year. And then the movie was supposed to happen last year, but then that got delayed into this year. And now nothing's probably happening this year because everything's getting delayed. Granted, I don't think I was really expecting there to be any game release or anything this year, which I'm fine with. I've said that in the past. They're not gonna release a new game for 2020. I was perfectly fine with them not doing a game release in 2020 if they weren't going to. Like, I can wait. I was pretty much expecting the next game to probably be a 2021 release, but who knows where that possibly stands now, if that even was the case in the first place. Also, I just remembered my freaking controller my controller is low on battery, so you have to plug that in here in a minute. Actually, I'll just do it now. I can pause the game, I can plug the controller in right now. But, anyway. Crap. Maybe I shouldn't have paused there. Alright. Anyway. Anyway. So, yeah, anyway, point is, droughts are not fun with this franchise, especially considering the fact that, like, we've had, like, this franchise just fluctuates with droughts. It's like, it's freaking ridiculous. But, I am not doing very good here, am I? I mean, I know I was saying, I know I was just saying earlier about how I'm probably going to be fairly mindless when playing this, and I'm not going to be as good as I would be otherwise, just because I'm trying to focus on talking. But even with that in mind, I'm not doing all that great right now. Anyway, so anyway, yeah, I do think that's one thing Sega, hopefully in the future, as they kind of bounce back from the situations that they're in right now, and as things kind of, you know, smooth out as time goes on, hopefully they can get to a point where they can get, you know, production going on, alright, hopefully they can get production going on multiple projects and stuff like that, and have them come out, like, you know, every 2 years or so, like whether it be spin-off that's being developed by a different studio, or, you know, mainline games or something like that. That would be good. Like, if they can get a schedule to where, like, we could basically have a new game more or less over the course, you know, every 2 years, you know, because they could set it up to where, you know, Sonic Team themselves would be working, you know, with a 4-year development cycle, like they seem like they're wanting to work with, because Forces overall, you know, there was a 4-year gap between Lost World and Forces, and I get that apparently Forces was only in development for like a good year and a half or so, so I understand that, you know, that whole situation, but still, there was 4 years of time that did go by. So, and it seems like, at this point, we're probably going to be waiting 4 years for the next game, if not even maybe a bit longer, considering the fact that, you know, scheduling things has gotten pretty freaking messed up with things the way they are right now, so might have to be waiting a bit longer than we would have otherwise. But yeah, but yeah, it's just, if they get in a position, they could probably, you know, where they could get a, you know, a mainline, like if they, you know, Sonic Team develops the game for 4 years, have that game get released, and then alongside when that game is being developed, they could also have another studio, pretty much like what they did with TSR, because like TSR, I think, started development probably towards the end of when Forces finished development. So like, you know, if they could do what they did with, you know, Forces, Mania, and TSR, where, you know, because even with TSR's delay, the delay of TSR by 6 months, it was still only like, you know, nearly 2 years between the games. So if they could do that again, I think that would actually be pretty good, because you would have a new game like every 2 or so years of some kind, you know, and you wouldn't just have to be waiting for a full 4 years for a Sonic Team game, you know. It would lessen the impact of, you know, it would make it feel like there's less of a drought, you know. It would just make it feel like there's less of a drought with the franchise, because even though Sonic Team isn't making a game every 2 or 3, you know, would be making a game every 2 to 3 years, it would cycle back and forth between, you know, a spin-off that's being made by a different studio and a mainline game made by Sonic Team, you know, and they would just cycle back and forth. If they could get a pattern down like that, I think that would be great, because it would cause there to be less droughts, or at least less significant droughts, for the franchise, and it would allow, you know, there to be more content for this franchise, you know, to get released more frequently, but not so frequently that, like, you're not giving the developers and the studios enough time to actually make their frickin' games. So that would be, I think, a good scenario for them to be in. If they could just, like, get that, you know, get that pattern going and stuff like that. That would definitely, I think that would be very good and be a healthy thing for the series. Because, like, the way it is right now, waiting 4 years in between mainline releases and, you know, possibly being disappointed with them, that I don't think is very good, a very good way to do things. So yeah, if they could get a, you know, better, if they could, you know, actually get on a pattern and stuff like that, where there's, like, new game, like, every 2 or so years, and they just swap studios every other year or whatever, or every other, like, 2 years, that would be, I think, really a good spot. It'd probably take a while to get there with the way, you know, with where they are right now, but, you know, that's how those things happen. You know, you have to start getting the ball rolling, and then, you know, over the course of time, you start to see the effects of it. And yeah, that's, I think, a spot that it would be good for them to be in, and that's probably a position that, if anything, I guess they kind of are already in somewhat, because if you're looking at the grand scheme of things, you know, because we had Forces in 2017 and Mania in 2017, but we had, you know, Force 2017, then, like, a year and a half later or more so, I think, TSR got released in 2019 last year. So it's, like, basically, you know, around a year and a half later. And that was last year. And if a new mainline game still gets released next year in 2021, especially if it comes out in November, which I still would assume that it's probably going to be a November release, that still would be, at most, maybe 2 years. So in grand scheme of things, so really when you look at how games releases have been right now, it's actually not all that bad. I mean, what makes it kind of bad is the fact that when you just look at it from a mainline game standpoint, you know, we're waiting 4 years. And that still doesn't really excuse the fact that if the game comes out and people aren't all that crazy about it or all that satisfied with it, it just kind of burns you, you know, because that's, I think, why people felt so burned with Forces, because they were expecting, like, okay, it's been like 4 years since the last mainline game, you know, let's see what they've done with this one, and then they were just like, this isn't even all that much better than the games that took freaking 2 years to be developed, you know, and those games, to some, were even better, so it's like, how the crap does that work? But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. As far as the releases go, I mean, I don't know. I've done my fair share of speculation there. I think we're going to be done with episode Shadow. I think we've kind of just stumbled through that anyway. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. At this point, we just have to be as patient as we possibly can, because that's really you can't really do much else, you know. And if you weren't even looking forward to the next mainline game anyway, then well, I guess you don't have anything to worry about because you weren't even looking forward to it in the first place. um, but yeah, yeah, I don't know. The series is kind of in a weird spot right now, thanks to everything getting screwed up and stuff. But uh, I don't know. Yeah, like I said earlier, if you had asked me like back in if you just asked me like what do you think a potential plan for like or schedule for stuff Sonic related happening, what do you think the schedule might be um, going forward for the next game? I would have been able to freaking tell you my own like plan and you know th- whole theory and speculation on things, but like uh but as things stand right now, I don't have any idea anymore because with what's happened in the world past few months and how it's screwed everything up and delayed stuff and everything, I I don't know because like their timeline, if it was even remotely if I was even remotely close in my speculation of what the timeline was, that this whole thing might have set them back a good amount. It might not have set them back all that much. I don't know to what extent they've been pushed back. So who knows? But anyway, yeah, I don't know. Um, but yeah, it's just like I said earlier, I guess we'll just keep our eyes on that New Game Plus Expo thing in June, towards the end of June, and we'll see what happens with that. Um, there's been some report or some rumor and stuff going around about Sega doing something. Apparently, they're saying that Sega's going to be doing something revolutionary and some big announcement is going to happen with Sega within. I don't know when they actually said it might happen, but it's like relatively soon. And I have no freaking idea what to make of that because it's like people are just going all over the place with that speculation for that. And to be fair, like I can't really think of anything like what could Sega do with the position they're in right now that would be considered revolutionary. Because like some people I think are seriously thinking it might be a new console or something. It's like I don't know if they're gonna bother doing that. Like we don't need that. And like what I don't know what the point of it would be. But like I don't know what they're gonna do. Like if there is gonna be some sort of revolutionary Sega announcement, I mean I have no freaking clue what Sega could do that would be revolutionary. But I don't know. I imagine it probably won't be anything Sonic related, so that kind of takes that out of the equation as well. But I don't know. There's events and gaming events going on right now. With Summer Game Fest still kind of technically going on right now. And IGN's doing their own game thing. There's the PlayStation 5 event that's happening in I think it's probably a little under a so there's that stuff, that thing going on. There's whatever this possible revolutionary Sega announcement. So there's stuff that's gonna, there's stuff on the horizon. There's that new, like I said, there's that New Game Plus Expo happening towards the end of June. So like there's stuff going on, but I don't know. As far as, Sonic, of course, I don't know. I do not know. I have no idea what the freaking timeline looks like for this franchise at this point, if there even really is one. I have no clue. Because, like, I had a pretty clear, image and speculation in my mind for what this, what the franchise, what direction it might, go in as far as that stuff is concerned, as far as, like, game releases and stuff like that is concerned, but I don't know now. I don't know, because, everything's been screwed up, so I don't know. I'm probably not going to bother putting together some kind of speculation or anything like that at this point. But yeah, I don't know. Just a moment, I'm checking back at my phone real quick. But yeah, I don't know. I do fully realize that I'm rambling at this point, but that's a given. that was gonna happen regardless. Like I said, this is just kind of a random stream that I'm doing right now. I didn't even plan on doing this today, but I just kind of woke up and I was like, you know what? I have an opportunity to do this today, so screw it. I'm just gonna do it. But just to, so I can have, something, say that I have done something, and not going several freaking months without doing anything. But yeah. Anyway, yeah, I'm trying to think, anyway, but yeah, yeah, I don't know where the future of this series is going, or more so what the timeline or schedule probably looks like, because I'm sure things got screwed up, as early as when South by Southwest happened, and I'm sure Sega is in the midst of having to reorganize and replan and just do tons of freaking crap. But, yeah, I don't know. It's really just one big waiting game at this point. But yeah, I don't know. It's just one big old waiting game. Yeah, I'll just keep my eye on the June 23rd. We'll see if anything happens with that. Not fully expecting anything to happen with that, but who knows, we might get something out of it. But I mean, I would think, depending on how things shape up by the end of the year, I think there could be a decent chance that we would maybe get a new game announcement by the end of the year. I think that's plausible. I don't think that's too far out of the realms of possibility. Like, just to be perfectly honest. Like, I could see that happening. You know, because if the world isn't as in bad of a spot as it is right now, and things get, you know, smoothed out a bit more, and, you know, Sonic Team can get the ball rolling more again, you know, get all that stuff taken care of, I could see a game announcement by the end of the year happening. That'd be cool. It'd be even better if that means, like, because I've predicted before that I always just kind of had it set in my mind that, you know, and I kind of mentioned this earlier and I mentioned it before, I've always kind of had it set in my mind, that, the next mainline game probably wasn't going to get released until next year, just because with how much they were, you know, kind of starting to hyping up and preparing, with how they were saying they were, like, preparing and hyping up the 30th anniversary, I think me and a bunch of other people pretty much just assumed that, okay, 30th anniversary, that's probably when we're gonna get the next game, is 2021. And that could still happen, you know, because, you know, 2021 is still, like, 6 months from now, so, you know, we still could get an announcement by the end of the year, like I was saying, but yeah, I don't know, it could happen. But yeah, if it's coming out, if it does happen in November still, or like happen next mainline game gets released next year, and if it happens to be in November, then yeah, I mean, I could still see that potentially happening. It's just a matter of where they are going to even announce it at this point. Yeah. Although, just to have something a bit more coherent, because I am kind of repeating myself, but this something I would kind of stress, and I kind of somewhat touched upon it, but I'm going to more directly touch upon it, is the fact that I kind of get the feeling, I mean, maybe it's just because of the videos I watch and certain aspects of this community that I kind of pay attention, I have my eyes on sometimes. Maybe because that's what I do, like because of certain areas of the community and stuff I have my eyes on. Maybe that's the way I feel, the way I kind of feel. But my point is, like, I feel like because of this drought and because of you know, just because of having to wait so long at this point. I feel like people are getting, you know, people in this series, for this franchise are getting, or the community, I should say, they're getting pretty antsy at this point, and, you know, I can't blame them, because, you know, the people that are still at least interested and looking forward to the announcement of the next mainline game, or just the next game in general, I can understand why they would be antsy, because, again, we're going on 3 years since the release of Forces. The game, the game that I'm playing right now, we're going on 3 years since this thing freaking came out. So, like, I can totally understand that, you know, people being antsy and, you know, stuff like that, so, but, you know, I think some other people have said it too, but I would stress to people that are looking forward to the next game and just want information. I think, and you know, I think all of us that are at least interested in what the next game is going to be is, I think we're all, you know, antsy at this point with wanting to get information. And, you know, we're all kind of in the same boat, you know, it's not like it's not like those people are the only ones, you know, there's other people that are in the same boat as them at this point. And, you know, I just kind of echo what I said earlier. It's like we really just, all we can do is be patient, you know? That's really all you can do with things like this, at this point. But yeah, it's just, you know, I would just stress, you know, don't go freaking crazy because we're not getting an announcement or whatever, and, you know, just don't, you know, try to keep a level head, you know, don't start going too nuts without, you know, because we're not getting the announcement, you don't know when we're getting an announcement or whatever, you know, just keep a level head, keep a level head and just, you know, power through it with the rest of us that are at least interested in what could happen next, so, yeah, it's just because, you know, with this whole thing, you know, with everything going on in the world right now and everything, that's, I think, obviously made things worse, so that just makes things even more difficult to, you know, sit through and everything, so. But yeah, I would just stress, keep a level head, you know, just, you know, power through the drought. We've done it before, and we can do it again. But, yeah. Yeah, like I said, I can't blame people for being antsy at this point. And I think people over like Sonic Team and Sega probably know. I'm sure they realize that too, because it's like waiting like basically 4 years, like not even waiting 4 years, but like not even knowing how long you have to wait for something. You know, especially at this point, it can be maddening. Like it can. And, you know, the Sonic series, you know, a lot of people are probably still relatively used to getting a new game, like, you know, every 2 years, if not less than that. But, like, that's not the direction, not the approach that they're wanting to take anymore. So, which I think a lot of us have kind of assumed that anyway, because the moment the Forces was released 4 years after Lost World, we were like, okay, that's probably going to be taking more of a, you know, time gap, or taking longer between games, so, because that's a recent thing that people have been talking about, because the Sonic Official live streams are actually back now, which is good. At least they got something going on in this drought period. Even if it is, you know, just people from, you know, various teams at Sega and stuff talking, it's still at least nice to have something related, you know, something related to this franchise to tune into and listen to, even if we might not get really any super significant news out of it. But yeah, like that was a big talking point recently, was the fact that like Aaron Webber on one of the streams was just like, yeah, we're taking more time taking more time with the releases, and it's, you know, why they're going to take longer and stuff like that, which I already came to that conclusion a long time ago. I think other people probably came to that conclusion a long time ago as well. So that wasn't really news for us, I don't think, because it's like, wow, we kind of assume that games are going to be in development for longer because, you know, Sonic Team wants to take longer with doing the games, which is perfectly fine with me, and that's something that a lot of people have been asking for a while now, is for Sega to take, or Sonic Team to take more time with their games. We'll just have to see if it pays off, though, because it didn't pay. I don't think it really paid off for Forces. Or at least that's what it seems like the community feels like. It feels like, yeah, this definitely didn't pay off for that, but hopefully it will pay off for the next game, because like the next game has to be, I mean, we know that they're working on the next game, but like I don't know what stage of development they're probably in at this point, especially with the teams and stuff probably working from home and stuff. I have no idea where progress on the game is at this point, but hopefully, at this point, hopefully they're actually like, they've got their ideas and stuff in place, like they're done with all the concepts and they've figured out what they want to do and stuff like that, and now they're actually working on, you know, actually programming the game and stuff like that, so maybe the game can at least have like a solid 2 years of actual like game programming and development, which would be nice, because, you know, it'd be better to have a full 2 or so years instead of having like a year and a half, or like a year and a half like this game apparently had. So, but like, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm fine with them. I said this in one of my other videos. Is like, I'm fine with them taking more time. I'm perfectly fine with that. But I think other people are starting to kind of, you know, come to this conclusion and kind of this mindset as well. Is the fact that I think a lot of people are fine with them taking more time, but I feel, and I think, like I said, I think a lot of the other people are starting to kind of come to this conclusion as well, is if they're going to be taking more time with these releases, and we're going to be waiting longer in between them, they have to make it feel justified. Like, they can't just take like 4 years of development and then put out a game that doesn't feel all that much better than games from 10 years than Sonic games from 10 years ago that had less development time and people ended up liking them better. You know, like that cannot happen, because that just goes to show like that just goes to show that there's something wrong. Because if you're having a game in development for 4 years and it gets released and people don't feel like it's any higher quality than games that you released years ago, and it took and those games were also in development for less time, and people liked those games better, it's just like, all right, something's wrong here. You know, like you can't have that happen. And I'm hoping that that's what the next mainline game's gonna have. It's not gonna have that problem where, you know, they have a streamlined vision. They actually do take a lot more of their development time to properly work on the game, and, you know, not just work on a new engine and stuff like they did apparently for this game. And that's the other thing. That's another reason why I'm like kind of optimistic about the next game as well, is the fact that, you know, the whole thing of Forces having a good amount of its development time being spent working on, you know, the Hedgehog Engine 2, which was used in this game. You know, with the engine already being done, hopefully that means they can put more time into developing the next game, or at least won't have to worry about having the engine being worked on alongside the game because the engine's already freaking done. So hopefully that won't be a problem of any kind. So again, like, even if they have to like tweak the engine, or they want to make some improvements to it and stuff like that, I'd have to imagine that probably wouldn't take nearly as much time as it took for them to actually make the frickin' thing in the first place. So yeah, hopefully that is the case for the next game, and it can be more what people, I think, would kind of want, which obviously obviously differs from person to person, but like, hopefully it can be more in line with something that at least people find satisfying and everything. So I don't know. I'm at least optimistic about how the next game's gonna end up, because, you know, pretty much the things I just mentioned. Dang it, that didn't work that time. But anyway, yeah, hopefully things can work out. Yeah, I'm optimistic at this right now. I'm at least optimistic, I would say. You know, I'm at least interested to see what the heck they're gonna do, especially with after, you know, the several years, for the, going on 3 years that have passed since Forces, like, even without, just with everything that's happened in those years and the stuff that's happening now, it's just like, I wonder, like, when this is all said and done, like, what type of final product are we even gonna end up getting, or just, not even that, but like, just what type of game are we even gonna reveal to us when they do reveal us? Because it's like, after how long we've already waited, like, what are they gonna, what are they even gonna present to us when we finally do get that announcement and stuff, you know? But, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, like I said, I have no idea, I don't have a streamlined plan or a streamlined, prediction for what the future of this, or like what the schedule for the future of this series is going to be. I have no idea what it is. My whole speculation and schedule got freaking blown out of the water a few months ago. At this point, like, it's just like it's been completely dashed and ripped apart, blown out of the water, all that stuff. It's been that way for some time now. So I don't know. We'll again, it's just the whole wait and see thing. That's all we can do at this point. Keep a level head and be patient and just wait. So yeah. Oh crap. Alright. Well, hold on. Yep, alright, let's try that again. That didn't work. But, alright, didn't even lock onto it. I just jumped at the right time to actually grab onto it. There we go. Yeah. Let's try it again. But anyway, yeah, but in terms of other things other than Sonic, though, I guess, in this time between videos and stuff like that, since I haven't been working on videos or anything like that, as I mentioned a while ago, in this time I've also been working on, because in the past year or so, I've kind of acquired a bit of a backlog of games that I I've paid money for, bought some time ago, and I need to I paid money for them, so it's like I might as well actually put some play the thing. So in this time, I've in between, because in this gap, in the time between when I've done videos and stuff, in the past few months, I've actually been taking some time going through basically my backlog of games, and that's been good. Just taking time going through some games in the backlog, clearing it out and stuff like that. That's been good. It's always good to clear out the backlog, or at least work on doing that. But because I mean, like, technically speaking, if I'm going by like what would technically be an actual, like, my full backlog, I don't know if I'm ever gonna get through all of it, just because, like, I'm a PlayStation Plus member, and like, you get the free games every month, and like, I just, like, even if I'm not super interested in the games, I'll just like add them to my library on PS4, and it would just be tied to my account and stuff. And it's like, like, there's so many of those that I've never even actually downloaded or anything like that. Like, there's like hundreds of games in that freaking PlayStation Plus section, and it's just like, I'm never gonna get through all that. Like, it's never gonna happen. Like, that's not gonna happen, like, ever. But so, like, I don't think, as far as that goes, like, it's not ever gonna be like, I don't think I'm ever actually gonna get through the actual backlog. But like, the main thing is, like, I'm going through the freaking Dishonored games right now, and I've gone through Dishonored 1 and Dishonored 2, and I've enjoyed them quite a bit. The thing is, like, I'm going through those right now, and I have a few other games on, like, my list. I've actually put together, like, a list of games that I want to get through and stuff. And, like, the thing is with them, like, I bought the Dishonored trilogy, basically, or the collection or whatever. I bought it, like, I think I bought it, like, a year and a half ago at this point. I think I bought it towards, like, I think it was, like, March of last year in 2019, I think, is when I bought it. And it's 3 games, and I got it on sale. Like, the bundle of the 3 games was like $80 full price, but it was discounted to like half off, and it was only $40. So I spent a little over $40 for all 3 of the freaking Dishonored games, because I spent tax and stuff like that, obviously, but like, I spent the money on that. And, I spent the money on that, and, yeah, I spent the money on that, and that was like a little over $40 I spent, and then I downloaded the first game to my PS4's hard drive, and then that's pretty much where it just sat, because I downloaded the first game because I was like, okay, I'm not going to bother downloading all 3 of the games on here at once, because I don't know when I'm going to get around to them. And so I just downloaded the first one so that it would be ready when I started it, and then when I got done with it, whenever I got around to it and got done with it, I could then download the second one, get through that one, and then just do it that way. And so because I did it that way, or like, I did it that way, and because I did it that way, friggin' Dishonored 1 sat on my PS4's hard drive for years, or not years, but it sat on there for like basically a year, and then I finally got around to it this past March, which yeah, it's like basically did take me a year. Yeah, it's just like basically took me a year to even get around to playing the freaking thing, and but I did. I enjoyed it quite a bit, and so yeah, like that, and that's just mainly what I'm like getting at here is like these games are like, all right, I paid money for these, you know. I need to get around to these at some point because it's like, at this point, I'm just like spending money and then not even using the thing or, you know, getting any mileage out of the thing I just spent money on, you know, and it's like, that's not a good thing to do, you know, so, and considering, you know, there's not really my radar or that's completely occupying my time as far as games go, I'm just using this time to try to get through basically the backlog of games that I've spent money on but just didn't end up freaking playing yet. So yeah, I'm going through I've gone through most of the Dishonored series so far. I'm on the last one now, and gonna wrap that up at some point. Then I got some other games after that I'm gonna work my way through, and if I manage to keep a good pace with getting through all of them, I'll probably get through the small, like most of the small list that that I've put together by the end of the year, and that would be awesome if I could do that. Because that way, whenever I do have, you know, whenever there are new game releases and stuff that I'm looking forward to that I want to get and everything, I put all my time and focus on playing those as opposed to you know, being taken up by other games and then having to get into those games later, and then the cycle will just be repeating at that point. Yeah, so that's kind of something I've been going or doing as well in all this time, so I've been taking the time to actually, you know, play games myself as opposed to just talking about them. So, yeah, I don't know. New game releases are going to be kind of weird, especially now, but, you know, with who knows what development schedules and stuff are going to be for newer games, but, it's like, I also have a list, because like I said, I have a list of, like, the backlog games that I want to get through, probably by the end of the year, but, like, it's just to get through them in general, and, I have that list. I also have a list of, you know, like, I within the past year, I think I've decided, like, I wanted to put together a list of, like, upcoming game releases that I want to look forward to and stuff like that, and, I put together a list, and, I've since gotten a good amount of the game, you know, from when I first created the list, I've gotten through a good amount of them. I've marked, you know, obviously marked stuff off, and, let's see, you know, I've marked stuff off the list and stuff like that, but, with the way the list is right now, let's see, there it is. Let's do that one. Yeah, let's do that one. Anyway, but with that list, I've like there's like 4 or 5 games that I have on that list that are upcoming releases, or at least releases that have been announced that that just, you know, aren't out yet or anything like that, but I'm at least looking forward to, or I'm at least interested in. And like all of those freaking games are just like, all of those games are just like, all of them but one is like all of them but one don't even have release dates yet, which is crazy. So it's like a majority of my list right now isn't even in a position right now where I can even, like, most of my list as far as games doesn't even have the games on my list don't even have frickin' release dates. So yeah, that's, it's kind of weird, but it also goes in the backlog thing where, like I said, because I might, there might not be anything all that crazy happening, as far as games go, happening this year, and like I'm kind of okay with that, because that means it just gives me more time to, go through the backlog and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm kind of okay. Let's try this whole thing again. Anyway, yeah, it just gives me more time to go through the backlog, because, I don't have anything else taking up my time. And, so yeah. It's nice to be able to go through that stuff, but yeah, like, most of the games that are on that frickin', like, games I'm looking forward to list don't even have release dates, so who knows what's happening with, like, half those, or, like, most of those. Because I have no idea. Oh wow, I actually still got that, okay. That's what I was trying to do. I was trying to get up to that higher up platform, but using that ability, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do it. But I did. But yeah, yeah, that's just what I've been doing in that time, just going through the backlog and all that stuff, so mainly what I've been doing, like I said, just kind of going through things. But yeah, alright, well, probably gonna start winding the stream down now. I just wanted to kind of make a, something, like just have some random stream or whatever go on for a little bit, and I figured now would be had a decent, a good opportunity to kind of do it right now, so I figured I might as well take like the, few hours or whatever to do some streams and do a stream and stuff. And also at this point, the stuff I've played through with this game, I've basically played through like half the freaking game at this point. Because yeah, there's not a whole heck of a lot to these levels, but yeah, anyway. But yeah, let me see. Okay. Just checking a few things real quick. Mainly checking to see because I still have my controller plugged in. So yeah, still have my controller plugged in and stuff. I wanted to see if it was done charging. And it is, so... Yeah, I don't know how long I've been I think I've been at least live streaming for the better part of 2 hours at this point. Not entirely sure, though. Because from what I'm looking at, I don't think it shows me. Hold up a minute. Let me see if I can... Oh, no, it probably won't. Because, yeah. I was kind of thinking it might have showed it where I was gonna look, but it's not. Anyway, yeah, anyway, so, actually, this is a way I could potentially check it, but it's not wanting to update or refresh, so I don't know. Because the thing is, I'm looking at the actual, like, stream now, and it's like, oh, it started streaming 2 minutes ago, and I was like, yeah, it's not 2 minutes anymore. It's long been it's been much more than 2 minutes. It's been like 2 hours, at least. But anyway, so yeah, what I was, dang it, I was gonna freaking like say something. Oh yeah, something I was also gonna say was I don't know, like after this, since, you know, probably gonna be ending the stream here in a bit, I don't know when, you know, what I'm going to do after this stream. Like, I might try to do another stream sometime after this, you know, sometime after this, maybe. I don't know if we'll be doing Forces again. We might be playing something else. I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, we might just do another. I might try to do like another, just, you know, laid back, random, frickin', just, you know, live streams. You know, just kind of just a maybe update on a few things. Just, you know, sit back, play a game, or, you know, just do whatever, you know, not anything super serious or anything like this one was. But, don't know when that would be, but as far as you know, getting back to doing video, you know, proper videos though, I have no idea, because as I spent a good amount of this stream, you know, talking about, given current, the current circumstances of things, both in, you know, as far as my household goes and just the world in general, I do not know, or mainly due to my stuff in my household right now. I do not know when that stuff is when it's going to get cleared up, and when I'm going to be able to get back to making, you know, some of the videos like the ones that I have been making over the past year, you know. I don't know when I'm going to be able to get back to doing that. Hopefully I'll be able to get back to doing that stuff, or at least have the ability to do that stuff by the end of the year. You know, fingers crossed. I'm hoping that's, you know, circumstances will allow for me to, you know, do stuff if the, you know, actually be able to do the video making process by the end of the year, because that would be nice. I probably still won't be super frequent with the with freaking videos. I certainly am not going to be with, like I said, the current circumstances that I'm in, but hopefully, hopefully I'll be able to get things, you know, at least have the ability to, you know, do video editing, do, you know, voice recording and crap like that, so I can put together more videos in the future like I have, like I said, over the past year, and maybe do a bit more of them, and maybe have them be a bit more frequently, as opposed to, you know, having like several month gaps in between them, you know. So hopefully I can, because like I think the best it would probably get with me is if I could do like at least a video every month, which I know isn't super consistent. But like, for me at least, if I could just like, you know, have you know, at least a video go up at least every month and have it be consistent and have, you know, at least a decent amount of people, you know, tuning into it and stuff, that, I think that would be absolutely perfect. Because it's just like, that's, you know, I think that would be a very good sweet spot for the stuff that I freaking do. But yeah, I don't know. And even if, you know, like I said, hopefully by the end of the year I can get back to doing stuff like this, or get back to doing, you know, videos and stuff like that. And hopefully, you know, if we do get an announcement of like, you know, a Sonic game or something else that I may want to really talk about, hopefully, you know, I'll be able to be in a situation where hopefully circumstances will allow me to be able to actually put together a video proper, before that announcement happens. Because, like, that would suck if, you know, something happens and then I'm just not able to talk about it. Unless I did, like, a live stream or something like this, where I could do it. So, you know, actually, now that I think about that, maybe if it comes down to it, maybe I will do that. Like, if something happens where I can't put, like, an actual, like, isolated video together for something, maybe I'll just do a live stream and, you know, talk about it then and stuff like that. That might not be all that bad. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, hopefully circumstances will allow me to do more stuff by the end of the year, and hopefully by that point, you know, it won't be long after, like, the next Sonic game gets announced, if it even gets announced, you know, soon or by the end of the year, or something else gets announced that I want to talk about, or share my thoughts on, or like whatever. Like, you know, hopefully things line up. But yeah, if circumstances allow, you know, if we do get like a Sonic related announcement or something on the 23rd of June during that expo and stuff, if that does happen, I'll see what I can do. You know, like I said, if anything, I might throw together a live stream like this one, if anything. But, you know, preferably I would like to have just like an isolated pre-recorded video going over stuff or just talking about whatever. But if I have to do a live stream or whatever to talk about it all, then I might just do that. But I don't know. But yeah, so like, you know, if stuff like that happens, I will at least know that I will at least try to, you know, work something out to where I can actually, you know, talk about that stuff or whatever. But yeah, it's basically just a situation of, you know, whether I'm able to, you know, get back to making videos the way I was making them. It's basically a situation of, like, to be determined or whatever, you know, like, or it's basically until further notice, you know. It's like I don't know when things are going to be back where I can do that, so. But hopefully, again, like I said, hopefully by the end of the year. And this is more like probably further down the line, but at some point, I do want to do more. I want to at least do something with live streaming, like every now and again, because like I basically want to live up to my freaking banner that I have on my YouTube channel, because like I have on my YouTube channel banner, if you've seen it, it's like, oh yeah, my whole thing is like discussions, let's plays, and live streams. And I haven't really been living up to that, really. I've been living up to one of those three things fairly well, but not the others. Which is also kind of another reason why I wanted to just do this random live stream, because it's, given the circumstances that I'm in right now, that's pretty much the only thing I can do right now, because I can't make actual videos, as I've discussed. But But I just kind of in general want to do more, just something with live streaming, because I want to have that be an element of the channel as well. So I figured this might be an alright way to do it, and kind of test the waters and see just how I can go about it. But yeah, so I want to do stuff with live streaming in the future, but I don't know how exactly I would want to do stuff like that, because the only thing I can really do with live streaming right now that I have the ability to do is having it done directly from the PS4, which is what I'm doing right now. But eventually at some point I want to be able to maybe even have some sort of webcam and some sort of recording setup that maybe allows it to be more of a discussion-based live stream stuff, or just whatever, stuff like that. Maybe I could do that at some point. So I don't know. I don't know what I'll do with the live streams, or just in general having maybe just we'll have occasional live streams where me and some of my friends, I'll just be live streaming whenever I'm hanging out with some of my friends or something. We can just do random crap with those live streams, maybe have some sort of live stream where it's just way more off the wall and just way more ridiculous live streams. It's basically it would just be Shadow 676 After Dark or something like that, some sort of idea like that, where it's just me and a few of my friends just fairly late at night just saying and random crap and stuff. I think that could be fun, and that would kind of harken back to some other stuff that I've done with my friends and done stuff on this channel, so I think that'd be pretty fun if we could do stuff like that. It would definitely be different than the stuff I've done on the channel recently, but I mean, I think it could still lead to some fun stuff. But yeah, that's I just wanted, the main point is I want to do some live streaming stuff. I want it to be an element of the channel because it's something that I wanted to have be part of the channel, and that's why I put it on the banner in the first place. But I also want to do Let's Plays again, because I have not done Let's Plays in a long time, because it's been... I'm trying to even freaking think. It's probably since... I think the last time I started a Let's Play was probably 3 years ago at this point, I think. Because the last Let's Play I did was Outlast 2, and I'm pretty sure I started that playthrough 3 years ago, because I'm pretty sure I started that playthrough not too long after the game came out, and that was in 2017 in April 2017, so that was if that was 3 years ago, that was a little over 3 years ago at this point. So that was a good while ago since I started a Let's Play. And that Let's Play, I don't know when I finished that Let's Play, but it's been a while though. It's been at least 2 years since I finished it. And of course, it's been even longer since I actually started it. So yeah, that was the last Let's Play I did. But the thing is, I'll say this is another thing with Let's Plays is I want to really make sure I have a particular setup for Let's Plays, and I got a formula going before I start doing them again, because I kind of had a formula going for them before, but I want to completely revamp it. I want to get a capture card or a capture device or whatever, because I kind of already have one, but I might want to buy a new one just because the one I have, I've never really used it before, and I've had it for years, so it'd probably just be better to get a newer one. But I want to get a actual capturing device, figure out how that stuff works, because I don't have much experience with that stuff. So I just want to get an actual recording setup going. I want to get the capturing device. I want to get all that stuff done. I want to be able to do more of that stuff conveniently and have access to more stuff, because I used to just do it from everything from the PS4 itself, and I want to be able to do more variety, just have, basically be able to do more LPs, of games that just aren't on the PS4, because that's pretty much all I can do right now. You know, I can't do other systems or stuff like that, and that's why I want to get a capture device, and I want to be able to do that stuff. But like I said, I want to figure out like a formula and get certain things in place and figure out how I want to do all that stuff before I start doing LPs, because I want to do LPs again at some point, but like I want to, you know, considering how long it's been since the last time I did one, I might as well take this opportunity to really make sure that I have things going at least relatively the way I want them before I start doing them again, you know. So but yeah, I do want to do LPs again at some point. So yeah, live streaming and LPs, I want to do those again, but I have to wait till, for one, circumstances allow for that type of stuff, and also in terms of Let's Plays, and to some degree the live streams, depending on how I handle either of them, I'm gonna need to get like certain bits of equipment and stuff that I don't currently have, or at least get, you know, more, you know, newer, better equipment than what I currently have and stuff like that. So I'd have to set up all that stuff and sort it all out, but that's neither here nor there. So I decided I'd throw that out there as far as stuff, you know. I'm still thinking about that stuff every now and again, at least. So that's how it stands right now. But like I said, I don't know when the next anything I'll do will be. I know I say that, like, I think I say that the majority of the time, but I really don't. Might have another live stream like this one at some point in the future, or, you know, maybe before too long. But I don't know. Things are kind of like I said, you know, depends on the circumstances and how they change by the end of the year. So yeah, I don't know. If something comes up, like an announcement or whatever, like I said, or there's something I want to talk about, I will try to do something to talk about it, whether I'm able to put together a pre-recorded video, or whether it's a live stream, or like this one, or just whatever. I'll try to put something together. Yeah, so I think we'll go through Sunset Heights one more time before we call it a day for this stream. We'll go through it as Shadow this time, but yeah, like yeah, I don't know. That's basically, you know, where we're at this point. Don't know when I'll be doing more stuff. I want to do more stuff to some degree, at least, and yeah, I don't know. Yeah, also, I might upload like just random one-off video clips every now and again, because I've kind of been thinking about that too. There's a few clips I've saved from some games that I've been playing, and so if there's ever like a time where I just upload a random like 1-minute video clip from some random game or something, it's probably going to be because it's like a clip or something that I find funny or something like that. So I might upload stuff like that every now and again. They're just smaller clips that are just like something stupid or something that I found funny in a game that happened or something, like, I don't know. So might get some of those every now and again where I just upload something stupid like that or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. Because that's another thing that might be able to, you know, be fairly consistent, you know, having stuff in between videos if I just like upload random videos from frickin' games that I'm playing. You know, just short, like, few minute long clips, so they're just like ridiculous. But yeah, so I might do some of that as well. But anyway, yeah, I think that's basically it. So yeah, just wanted to kind of throw together a stream and just stream for a few hours or whatever, but Yeah, I think that will probably be it though. Went through all. But anyway, let me see. Anyway, just looking through a few things as well as being quiet for a moment there. But, anyway, so, sorry, I was looking at a few things, like I said. Anyway, yeah, that's the situation as it is right now. As I just said, you know, don't know when I'll be doing more stuff, but, when stuff comes up, I'll try to, you know, do videos or whatever on any announcements or anything I want to talk about. But yeah, that's just kind of, you know, my mindset on, a few things right now. So anyway, I don't think Okay, well, sorry about that. So, yeah. But yeah, yeah, like I said, I think that would be about it. As I said, I don't know when I'll be doing more stuff, whether it'll be more stuff like this, if I even do more stuff. Um, so, yeah, we'll see what happens. Like I said, if circumstances allow and all that stuff, but like I said, the Let's Play and the other live stream stuff might be further down. It'll probably be much further down the road because there's more stuff I'll have to do other than just getting the time to do it. But yeah, so yeah, just like I said, this is just a random stream. Just have something out there, and everything. Just kind of have something to update all of you on and stuff like that. So yeah, so. That's pretty much how things stand, and I'll see you in whatever else I do whenever I am able to do it, whether it's a one-off discussion video, another live stream, something else, I don't know. So yeah, that's how things currently stand, and yeah, so I guess with all that being said, thank you all for watching. And have a great night, and take care. See you in whatever I do next, whenever that might be, and whatever that might be. Because, as usual, I don't know. So yeah. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Have a great night, and take care, and stay safe out there.